Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here bringing you some StarMade today, and today is going to be a little bit of a different episode than what you are used to, and that's because we will be doing something that I haven't been doing, or haven't done ever on my channel. The first thing being showing off a battleship in construction. You people are probably going to be really excited that you're seeing this right now. This is an EVE Online battleship. This is the Rokh, and it is massive. It is absolutely massive. It's 1 kilometer or so long. It's not the longest battleship, for sure. There are bigger that I will be building. It's just I got really tired of building small ships, and I decided that I wanted to work on a battleship hull. I can't guarantee that this thing will be done anytime soon. In fact, you will probably still not be seeing this released for months. That being said, I would like to at least get the outer hull done over the course of the next few weeks. I expect it to take me a few weeks. I have no idea actually how long it could take me. I got all of the green hull that you see on screen right now was done today, and the time frame of about an hour or two, not even. So I've actually made a lot of progress today. The other days it took me a lot longer, but that was before things like replace were implemented. But yeah, I'm making progress on it. I just wanted to test out my skills with, you know, the creation of a battleship, and it seems to be going well. Oh god. Ooh, that's not good. The gap on this one is different. That's something I'll have to fix. Anyway, so yeah, I'm working on this. Also, if you're wondering how I'm moving around so quickly, there is a new command. It's the syntax for it is //build_mode_shift_speed, and then you type in an integer and you can set the speed for your build mode movement while you're holding shift. So if I hold shift, you can see that I'm moving around. Normally I'd be going about half of this speed. If I want, I can set it to 10,000, and you'll see that I am actually capable of moving around at quite incredible speeds. One thing that I really cannot wait to use inside the cinematics is just having the ship pop up on screen. Oh my god, it's impossible to use this accurately at such a high speed. Holy shit. But just like if I zoom out and then okay, maybe not like that, but look at that. Warps in. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Look how fast I can move around a star system with this mode. Look at that. I bet you've never experienced anything like this. Never. In fact, let's bump it up. How fast can I move around? Look at that. I can see the black holes. I can see the other stars. Oh, this is where the other stars are. Well, that's interesting. Oh my god. That is weird. Okay then. Anyway, that is crazy. I'm going to set it back to 100. And I'm going to reset my position. Anyway, I need to start actually talking about what I wanted to talk about, which was a few things. So now that all that shenanigans is out of the way, and we have had our fun, this type of episode is mostly going to be like a talking episode. I'm just going to go over things that have been happening recently. Consider it the State of the Union address for the community. The State of the Community address. How about that? And, you know, the things that I personally am not the president of the community, nor do I represent it in any way, but I did want to reflect on, you know, things that have been happening. And that'll come towards the end. Real quick, I would like to say that, in terms of my channel, content is being produced at a less than desired rate, especially secondary content. I should be episodes into my Alien Isolation playthrough, as well as my Assassin's Creed Unity playthrough. Both of those games I plan on finishing, and once I start the process of posting them again, they will happen. I plan on posting the station showcases again as well, because there apparently will be a station contest coming up in January, which is something that I wasn't expecting, considering there are other things that we could possibly do for the game, such as planet-based builds and stuff. Nonetheless, I will be participating in that, whatever it may be, to some degree. I have no idea what's going to happen with that contest or what the contest is all about. So we will see when that comes around. So yeah, there's things that I just need to get done that I'm not getting done, and it's mostly because I'm working, and work is not fun when you're trying to run a YouTube channel. No, no, no. People don't understand that it actually takes a lot of work and effort. Like, my ship release episodes can take up to 3 hours to put together for 2 minutes of footage on your YouTube video. You know, it's ridiculous. But that's the truth. That's how it works. So there's a lot of effort going into it, and I gotta tell you, this channel has been exploding, and I absolutely love it, because even though I should have expected it, and I did expect it to some degree, it still catches me off guard when this type of stuff happens. To put things into perspective, last year, when StarMade was first publicized by the Oxcast, a lot of people joined in on it, me included, and I decided to capitalize on that by making some StarMade videos. And it worked. I got to the front page of YouTube results when searching for StarMade for a while. One of my videos, StarMade Badass Spaceships, which was the first StarMade video I did, still gets tons of views. Tons of views. And it's my personal most viewed video on the channel. And it's just really good to see that that happened. Back then, during the peak of my productivity with StarMade and my channel, I was getting, oh god, what was it? About 20,000 views a month. Currently, I'm at 26,000 views a month, and I've just surpassed my previous record for most views in a single day, and I've gotten over 2,000 views in a single day. And I was kind of expecting that to not happen because the whole, you know, StarMade going to Steam thing, I thought would have pushed that further when it went to Steam and not like after or any time after. And it looks like the rise of StarMade content and StarMade interest is still going up. So that's pretty good, and I'm really happy that happened. And it's just, the best. It's really the best. I have you guys to thank for that. So thank you for the channel support. Thank you for being here. If you want to watch me work on things like this ship, by the way, check out my Twitch stream and follow me there, because that's how you'll find out whether I'm working on something like this, because stuff like this does not make it to the channel. Stuff like this is kept hush-hush for large periods of time. Ooh. There we go. Look at that. See, and look how much I'm doing today. I feel so productive. I'm just dominating this ship. Look at that. So much done. 90% of this was done today. It's ridiculous. So yeah, thanks for the support. Now let's move on to other things like what the community has been talking about recently. And my personal input. And I'll probably piss off some people in saying this stuff, but you know what? You guys are going to have to deal with it, because frankly, schema and the devs cannot please everyone, and that's becoming more apparent as more features are added to the game. And this is the issue that I see with things like alpha development and, you know, early access and all that type of stuff, is that the player, even though they are there for bug testing and all that type of stuff, right? It's mostly for bug testing. The player, for some reason, thinks that they are the key to the success of the game when it's in alpha. And it's like, well, it may be true for the success of the game, but you're not talking about a finished product. you're talking about a game that you're supposed to be testing and fixing, not like changing how you want it to be played. It's just a weird, like, I can't, I'm coming out with this like weirdly, I'm saying it weirdly, but it's like the purpose of alpha development is to make sure that the features that are being implemented work and that they work well together. And then you move on to beta, which is like, you know, testing, you know, the capabilities of the game in terms of numbers and, you know, tweaking things and making sure that there's no bugs, right? And of course some of that stuff can happen during alpha development. But the thing is like, players aren't there to change how the game is. Players are there for testing. Players are there to make sure that what the devs have worked on so far gets tested and feedback is provided to make sure that it works. Now, obviously this is, you know, this is something that's currently happening. For example, mining has had a boost recently in the last few updates because players found it too hard to acquire certain materials. That's fine, and it's totally okay for the devs to do that with the current setup. But when a player comes around the corner and says, "Oh, I don't like the new blueprint system, I think they should change the entire thing," well, hold the fuck up a second. Because they just spent God knows how long implementing the current system, and you're going to throw it out the window simply because, one, you haven't spent enough time with it trying to adjust how you play the game from how you used to play the game, and two, you don't know how that system is going to interact with other future mechanics. For example, I see a lot of people talking about things like the blueprints and how it's really hard to acquire materials. But who's to say that it won't be easier in the future to do these things with shipyards? Who's to say it won't be easier to get your hand on resources? And, you know, players aren't thinking ahead. They aren't thinking that there's more to the picture that they haven't seen yet. And I think everybody has to relax a little bit. I think everybody has to stop being so heated about the fact that the game is changing. Because, here's the thing. Up until now, we've been playing creative mode. And suddenly, they forced survival on us, and nobody likes it. Well, no shit you don't like it. You've been building ships as big as mine very easily. And suddenly we take that away and you cannot build them anymore and you're upset and you wonder why the devs have done something like this? No, you shouldn't have to question that. It should make sense. Creative mode is different from survival mode. And, you know, it should be a challenge to get a ship this large. And players are like, oh, I can't build even the smallest of craft. Look, I went up to a shop, I bought a ship, blueprint, I put it together using materials from the shop. It did not cost me billions of credits worth of blocks. I don't, like, it was not impossible for me to get my hands on those blocks. So I don't know what people are talking about. I bought a frigate, and it worked. Like, I put together a dragonfly fairly quickly. I assume I would put it together even quicker with a shipyard, and on top of that, I have no doubt that there will be some sort of feature where you can buy the materials from the shop for the currently highlighted blueprint in your inventory. If the devs haven't already thought of that, well, consider this my suggestion. But, like, your problems are so easily solved. And yet, you would much rather revert it back to a system that is not what the devs have in mind for the release version of the game. You know? You guys gotta think about this type of stuff. You can't just, you know, complain and say that something else worked before when it's not what it's supposed to be. On top of this, players don't realize that maybe they should be changing the way they play the game. And I'm not saying that, and I said this before, I'm not saying the way that I've done things in the past is correct. What I am saying is that, you know, maybe you should approach how you play the game and how you build your ships a little differently. Just a little bit. And I will give an example once I kind of think of it. Hold on. Let's see. people are having trouble getting shielding. And I know for a fact that the devs want to push for hull to have more value. Well, does it not make sense that by making shielding harder to get and making hull easier to get, that hull would be more widely seen on ships? Just, does that not make sense? Does it not make sense? I think it does. And I think that's exactly what the devs intended when they made those types of changes. Now, does this look right? Yes, it does. Okay, that's good. So, I mean, players get mad because they can't get their shields anymore. But the thing is should they be getting shields? That's the question. Should they be focusing on shields? Or should they be focusing on things like armor instead? Should they think... Because here's the thing, guys. You've been building your big ships. You've been building them with the previous mechanics and the previous settings for the game. And suddenly those settings change. And you think, oh no, it's incredibly hard for me to get my hands on my big ship with its massive amount of shields. Maybe it's supposed to be hard to get a ship that big with that many shields. Maybe that's what the devs intended. And players are trying to play the game the way they used to play the game, instead of playing the game on how they should be playing the game currently. Keep in mind that it's an alpha. You know, I'm fairly positive that players never played Minecraft the way they played it in alpha, the way they play it now. Certainly not. Certainly not. And that's because the state of the game changed. Different mechanics were introduced, you know, different types of progression. And now that we're seeing these implemented, we have to keep that in mind in terms of how we play the game. Personally, I plan on making some sort of Let's Play series in the future. I don't know who is going to be involved. I'm hoping Tomino-sama, Tom from Mushroom Fleet, will be involved, because we have been talking about this, but we never got it working and going. And I really want to test out how well we can acquire materials, even if we're, you know, going across the whole star system and stripping it down to nothing. I want to see how quickly we can do that, and see if it's possible to make something big. And if it is, and it's a nice ship, I mean, hell, I'll make my fighter, he'll make his, we'll all make ours, and we'll duke it out, and we'll see how it plays without having the mass quantity of shielding that we used to have, or, you know, having more armor on our ships than we're used to. Maybe it'll lead to a more enjoyable experience. Who knows? Primarily that's what I'm thinking is, like, the biggest deal with what players are complaining about right now. And that's what I have to say about it. I'm going to move on from this topic. Just real quick, I would like to say a few other things. First of all, there's a rail system coming, as well as a new turret system, and oh my god, I cannot wait for that to happen. The GUI update is supposed to happen within the next few weeks. Like, the whole GUI and HUD is going to be changed within the next few weeks, and I cannot wait for that, because I really want to see what they've been working on. It could be phenomenal. It could be, like, the greatest thing to this. There are just so many... Oh my god, this game, guys. Look, if I open up the shop, go to catalog, look, admin load. Okay, I'm not going to load that one because it's another battleship. Minmatar burst, admin load. I'm going to load it. Look at that! Oh, so you're playing in single player and you find it incredibly difficult for you to load in your ships? Look at that! They added a button to instantly load it. And yet you guys gotta stop complaining. Gotta stop complaining. They're making life so much easier for us with every single update. This game is just amazing. They're trying to appeal to so many different people. Do you know how many commands are in the game right now? There's a wall of text in terms of commands. I'm pretty sure even Minecraft doesn't have as many commands. I don't know for sure, but goddamn, it's getting there. If it's not already up to Minecraft's numbers for commands. It's just crazy. It's crazy. This game, guys. This game. So, destroy entity. There is also, apparently, another station contest coming in the far future. In January. It's not that far. It's about a month away. Apparently there's another station contest coming. Or some other sort of contest. I am ready for that. Are you kidding me? If there's another station contest, I certainly was not expecting it. And I have a feeling it's going to have something to do with other than the Trading Guild or the Pirates. Because we've already covered those. And unless they do plan on expanding on those stations, which I would be surprised, because we just did those, and we just implemented them, I would be surprised if they, yeah, I would be surprised if they did that. But if it's something new, well, I will be very interested in what they are coming up with. But yeah, anyway, that's what I have to say for today. There's probably more stuff that I could say in other episodes, and if you want me to continue doing videos like this where I just talk about stuff that's going on, I'd be willing to do that, but they will come far and few between because, you know, there's not much to actually say. I said a lot of what I wanted to say here today, so in the future, you know, maybe I'll give feedback on updates and stuff. But other than that, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Follow me on Twitch if you want to see me work on this battleship. This will be being worked on over the course of the next week or two until the hull is finished. So, again, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Follow me on Twitch. Do all the things. Leave your feedback down below, and I will see you all next time.